my problems.
What are you doing? She's wrecking shop over here, inmates. It's just us again, me and Monica. I don't know if this is gonna work. We might just forget the whole thing.
I'm gonna face this way.
Okay.
That way
How's
we
that?
can be like Regis and Kathy
That's right.
Lee or
I tell you, I'm out of control.
Kelly and Michael.
Michael, I could be
Yeah.
Michael Strahan. How cool would that be?
I'm better than Kelly.
I think so. She's all pilled up. You ever notice that?
No.
Like if you really watch a show, she'll start slurring towards the end.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yep.
she was like a major like caffeine coffee person.
Oh yeah.
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 That's funny.
The worst is what's the other one? USA Today or the one that every morning. What is that? Hoda? Is that her name?
Oh, that chick with Kathy
She's
Lee.
yeah, she's drunk.
Oh, that's awesome.
You can tell she's hammered.
They probably have some wine in their coffee mugs.
You're drunk. She's drunk. Monica's not drunk.
No.
But it's these daytime talk shows, dude.
Yeah,
To be honest, I'd be hammered too.
I would be
I
too.
was making that kind of money to just show up every single day and have to pretend like I like those people.
Yeah.
Oh God. If I had access to painkillers, woo!
Well, I'd be more easygoing too with
I'd-
cocktails.
I'd last like a week and a half, and
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Dude, you need help. You have a serious problem. You can't be showing. Yesterday you didn't have any pants on, dude. You're out of control, man." All right, inmates, we're gonna talk a little Anna in the Apocalypse.
Yay!
It's the feel-good musical of the year. You'll notice Buddy is not here. It was his pick. He picked Anna in the Apocalypse. He didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
I remember how he said to me, he goes, I really want to pick that movie. And I was like, okay, buddy, fine.
Yeah, and he doesn't even show up. You jerk.
Yeah, buddy.
It's fine. It's not. Well, we'll get into it, but. Hey, is that Troy? What's up, Troy?
Oh, hi, Troy. It just finally popped on, like my internet is running slow or something.
It was a fun movie. Hello, guys.
Hi,
It wouldn't
Alan.
surprise me. Hey, Alan. Alan's in the house. I got a feeling, Alan. I got a feeling I'm going to be mailing you a prize pack, my friend. Call me crazy, but yeah. Dude, what is this? What's going on here? Wednesday.
Oh, hi, Tom Hardy.
Ooh, Tom Hardy in the house.
Why isn't this working?
You've been having problems with that like the last couple of times.
Yeah, like something is going. Look, see, it's just like spinning, and my battery just went down like 20%.
Yeah, it's my shitty internet. Is what it is.
We're actually on top of a mountain out here, so Darian lives in the Richie Rich area, so.
I do not.
We are
I do live on top of a mountain, but it is not a
Mountains.
Richie Rich area.
It's a very nice area.
It's the one area in Reno that is not a meth area.
Like my dream house is on the first street when you drive
Yeah,
up.
they
I
got some nice
love that
houses over there.
house.
I love those ones too. They got one. If you keep going down that street, there's one that looks just like Rose Red.
Really?
Yeah. Well, a smaller version of Rose Red,
Hi,
obviously.
Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
Hi, Steven.
Stevesy.
Oh, we got a full house.
Oh boy, we better get this show on the road, huh?
James is here. Oh, Crack House Matt is here.
Crack House Matt in the house.
Wow.
All 114 pounds of him.
Wow.
Like, I think, speaking of meth, I think that guy's been doing meth. Matt, have you been doing meth? That guy's losing weight like it's going out of style. It's either meth or he's got AIDS, probably.
No.
Is it meth or AIDS, Matt? You can be honest. It's fine. I know it's not meth or AIDS.
Yeah. I'd rather take cocaine.
It's
No, I'm just kidding.
chemotherapy is what it is. He has cancer. I should quit being so mean to our listeners.
I know, right?
I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry, Matt, I'm sorry. You have been dieting and exercising like a madman. I love that about you. You do not. Crack House Matt, I'm going to make a public statement. Crack House Matt does not have AIDS, meth, or cancer that I know of.
No, he's working
He's
his ass
just
off.
worked really hard and he's really dedicated to this diet.
It's now a lifestyle.
It is. I love that. I love that about him.
I wish I can get back in the lifestyle.
Me too, dude. I got to get these fucking in-laws out of my house. That's the number one priority. All right, you guys ready to talk a little Anna and the Apocalypse?
AIDS is the best diet you'll ever have.
Who said that, Matt?
Matt. No, thank you.
The meth and unprotected sex. It sounds great. All right, here we go. Or not. I'm not wearing the glasses anymore, inmates. I noticed that you could see the reflection of the computer in the glasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it made me look like a weirdo.
Oh.
So I'm not doing that anymore. You're just going to have to assume I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we don't want you to be like Zach.
Zach Baggins?
Yeah.
Why not?
No.
If I get all shredded, start doing my hair crazy, bro, dude, bro. All right, we're going off on a tangent.
I'm still gonna find him
And have sex with him? You totally should. I don't think your microphone's on.
Buddy's microphone.
Monica wants to have sex with Zach Baggins. I'm not going to hold that against her. All right, anyway, enough about that. We're talking about Anna and the Apocalypse from 2018, Inmates. It is directed by John McPhail.
Hi, Ray.
Who's that?
Ray.
Oh, Ray Ray's in the
Yeah.
house. Good to see you again, Ray
Long
Ray.
time.
Been a long time. This one is directed by John McPhail and written by Ellen McDonald. Stars Ella Hunt, Malcolm Cumming, and Sarah Sarais. Got 6.2 stars on IMDb, this one.
Yeah.
Inmates, this is a musical. You gotta understand that right now. It's a freaking musical. So I knew it was a musical. I was not looking forward to watching this movie. I'm not a musical guy, though.
Me either.
Monica, what do you think of musicals?
I would rather not watch them.
I agree. Have you seen any musicals that you did like or hate less?
I really want to see The Phantom of the Opera.
She's a big Phantom of the Opera fan.
That's the only one that I am desiring to watch.
But you're talking about like the stage play.
Yes.
She wants to see it live. I'm sure it's a much different experience when you see it live. Evil Dead the musical?
No.
No?
No.
What else? All these horror movies are being made into
I did watch the Johnny Depp one.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I liked it because I like him,
That-
so I
that-
was okay.
That one at least felt like a horror movie, right?
Yes.
Because there was people getting their throats slit and
Yeah,
stuff like
there
that.
was.
This one, 99% teen drama, 10% poppy, little choreographed dancing and shit like that, and then like an
Ray
8.
says the Buffy wasn't bad.
There's a Buffy the Vampire musical.
Yeah, the musical.
Ray, there's a
episode
Buffy the
of
Vampire
Buffy
musical?
wasn't bad.
Well, I'm not a big Buffy guy either, so that's a two strikes for me on the Buffy musical. So that being said, getting back to Anna and the Apocalypse, I would call this more of a holiday movie. I would call it a comedy, a musical. It's the horror here is minimized and very. There is some gore, but it's very family friendly. I think you could say, yeah.
Yes.
This is. It said it's rated R. IMDb has it at rated
Why?
R. I assume for zombie violence. Yeah.
Okay. I can't recall anything
I mean,
that was.
There's a lot of people like getting their heads knocked off and
I
stuff.
would let my kid watch this movie.
I watched this one with my in-laws. They loved it, which is not a good sign. Anything they're into, you don't want it. Tell you right now. Anyway, so we start off. We meet our protagonist, Anna. Obviously, she's getting a ride to school from her
No
dad.
nudity, Ray.
No nudity, Ray
No.
Ray. That's something I want to see. Musical porn musical.
Don't they have one?
I don't think so. Is there any porn musicals?
Isn't there the one with the pirates?
That's not a musical though.
Oh, it's
That's
not.
actually a really good movie. Have you seen that?
No.
At the,
it just sucked.
there's a porn movie called Pirates, and it's got shitty CGI, you know, but you could beat off to it, that's for sure, and it's actually a decent show, you know, if you can, CGI
See
skeletons.
how we knew that?
I'm just saying that it's something to think about. Enough about the porno. So she's getting a ride to school from her dad. Her dad works at the school also, and he is I believe his official title is like AV guy, but because they don't always have a lot of AV stuff going on, he also doubles as a janitor. In the back seat of the car is her best friend John. I think John may have been gay. What do you think? He's either gay or he's really into Anna.
He's really into Anna.
You think so?
Yes.
We're never going to get to the bottom of that though, so it doesn't really matter. Now the thing is that this is senior year and they're about to graduate. Anna, after graduation, plans on taking this big adventure to Australia with John, and that's how they're going to celebrate their graduation. And I don't know, maybe look at some universities or whatever. Dad is not into this. He's like, no, man, that John guy's a knucklehead. You got to get rid of him. He's going to slow you down. You know, you want to go on to college and stuff like that. And this guy's some kind of a screwhead. He's going to drag you down into some kind of bullshit. So Anna's like, no, he's not. Just fuck off with that. Now, we're knocking on the door of our first musical number here, okay? Once she gets to school, they break out into song and choreography, and I mean this is where you lost me right here, because now we're officially in Glee.
I was upset at this part.
I was upset at the. It's a musical. Okay, now just hear me out, okay? I'm not a musical guy, so my opinion should really be irrelevant as to whether or not you watch this movie, because I'm telling you right now, I don't like musicals. So I'll defer to my co-host here.
At this point of the movie, I was upset. I was like, what the fuck am I watching here?
But you knew it was a musical, though. Right?
Yes, but at this point, I was like ready to pull my hair out. I was cussing out Buddy.
See, now, the name of the movie is Anna and the Apocalypse. The quote-unquote apocalypse, what do you think, about 40 minutes in before the shit hits the fan? Maybe a half hour?
Yeah, about 30 minutes into it.
So for the next 30 minutes, we get a lot of teen horse shit. Okay? It coupled with song and dance, which in a way I think makes it even worse.
Yes.
Now, if I were a, I don't know, 15-year-old girl, and I was trying to get the attention of a young man who was big into horror movies, I would watch this, probably love it, and then throw out references at him and try to get in his pants, is the way that I would roll. That makes sense. I'm not any of those things. So, anyway. All right, so first big musical number. I believe the name of the song was No Hollywood Endings. And we're getting this teen horse shit about, you know, I get it. You're about to graduate. You're looking down the barrel of a somewhat uncertain future. Am I going to college? Am I going to get a job? What am I even going to graduate? What's my report card look like? So that's the juxtaposition of this song. And we meet some of the other characters. Anna's other friends are a couple. I believe their names were Sarah and Chris, and they're like the borderline porno couple. I mean, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're always
all over each other.
They're all over each other, dude. You remember how it was in high school? Tried to finger your girlfriend in the hallway. She didn't give a shit. It's great. Also, while all this is going on, we're preparing for, I guess, a talent competition.
Yes.
A Christmas talent competition, where we all have these dramatic stage plays set up, and we're gonna, you know, singing and dancing, and like the Penguins. Penguins tried to rap, I think.
Yes.
It's very weird coming from a English finishing school. But so we're all on top of that. We're also getting ready for that. We're gonna meet the principal of this school, a royal fuckface. I don't remember his name.
I don't either, but he reminded me of Matthew Modine with glasses on.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Big bushy beard. He looks like you'd expect an English headmaster to look like. Big bushy beard, tweed jacket with the elbow pads, just walking around with a clipboard for no apparent reason, clicking a pen. Pushing people around and constantly reminding Anna that her dad is the janitor, which is kind of fucked up. That's not necessary. He's trying to get everything ready for this big talent show, and like the special effects aren't lined up right. We know that because this big stupid sun thing comes down and almost knocks him off the stage, and he has to jump out of the way. That's going to come into play later, by the way. From there, we're going to meet another young lady who's not really one of Anna's friends, but she's just like an ancillary character. Her name is Stephanie. She's got like this, like platinum blonde hair, and it's really short and really. I was thinking. I mean, you can't help but think lesbian when you see
the
her.
jocks called her Annie Lennox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a yeah.
I liked her. She
I liked her
was my
too.
favorite one.
I thought she was the most attractive out of the lot too. How do the girls in the movie rate 1 to 10? Not very good, Ray Ray. I think Stephanie was probably the hottest. I'd put her at like a 6.
She was cute. I thought the blonde with the short hair was cute.
Was it just me? Yeah, was it just me though, or did she have a lazy eye?
I think
Like,
it was you.
No.
Because I would have spotted that.
She had like an eye that didn't quite focus.
I would have noticed that.
I don't know.
I would
That's
have
true.
picked
Monica
it
has a
up.
radar for weird deformities and things.
Like the other girl
Which
that
one?
was doing the Santa baby.
Yeah,
She wasn't like,
she was not that attractive.
no,
I didn't
she
find her that
wasn't. And
attractive.
when she started singing that song, I was like, that is very inappropriate.
No
That
shit.
is
No
not-
shit. You're gonna
What
let that
is going
slide?
on?
You're at an English finishing school. We're going to get to this in a second, but all right, we're moving right along here. So that's all well and good. Everybody's kind of on edge because of this big talent show. Who gives a fuck? What else do we have? We also meet the jocks, a guy by the name of Nick and his cronies, and they're typical high school jocks. They're dicks. They throw cupcakes at people. So that's all well and good. We cut to that night. They are actually having their big talent competition. We get the song Santa Baby, sung by, what was her name, Susie, who is the girlfriend that's getting fingered in the hallway. Very inappropriate for a high school. As Monica mentioned,
Yeah.
she's singing Santa Baby. It's a sexual kind of a song. So she's up there in like this low cut thing, and she looked like she had a decent body on
And
her.
the boys were like in like shorts.
They're wearing cod pieces.
Yeah.
They come out wearing cod pieces, and they're like they got like the candy canes, and they're like
Yeah.
doing things with the. Come on now. I mean, I get it. This is a movie, and it's a musical, and they have to do like a choreographed thing. It's still supposed to be a high school.
Yeah.
And we saw the principal. He's a fucking prick.
Yeah,
You think he's going to
like,
let that slide?
He's getting up ready to tear it apart, and then everybody's like,
Oh, yay! Fuck, they're not wearing shirts. I'll tell you that right now. Well, it's like a whole. It looks like a Lady Gaga type of an act up there. You know, dancing very suggestively. Whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna let this slide. What's Matt say? Sing it, Monica, as though you were being fingered in a hallway. I'm not suggesting that I would finger you in the hallway, but there is a hallway right there. That notwithstanding, so while all this is going on, somebody starts banging on the gymnasium door. The principal goes out and he's like, I suggest you stop doing that. And then he opens the door, and we don't really see anything out there except that there's now blood all over the outside of the high school. So the principal decides he's not going to say anything, and he just goes back inside. About that time is when Anna's had about enough of this shit. She has to go to work anyway, so she goes to work. She works at a bowling alley. Now, as soon as the bowling alley popped up, you had to know that at some point a severed head was going to either be used as a bowling ball, or it was going to come like through the ball return. You had to know that, right?
I didn't know that. I was excited it was a bowling alley.
Whenever there's a bowling alley in a horror movie, Monica, there's going to be some head play there, you know?
I guess so.
It's either somebody's going to throw a strike with a head, or it's going to come through the ball return, or some other nonsense. It's coming, don't worry. So she works at a bowling alley, so does John, her quirky little friend, and, nothing really going on at the bowling alley just yet, except that they seem to have a bachelor party going on. There was like one bowling group, and they all had the same matching shirts on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of them, it said like best man on the back, and then groom, and then a bunch of other crap. So that seems to be going on too. They close up for the night, they head home, and they both get a good night's sleep. Wake up the next morning, they both wake up late for school, and now we get our next choreographed number, the oh shit I'm late for school dance routine. So they both come out of their houses about the same time, and they're both singing and dancing the whole time.
Yeah.
And they've got their earbuds in, and they don't realize that the apocalypse has gone to zombie.
It's happening like all around
All
them,
around them.
and they don't see it.
Completely oblivious. completely oblivious. Now, I'll give you, you know, you might be out of touch. You might not know what's going on behind you. You got your earbuds in, you're rocking out clearly because you're singing and dancing. But there's a point where we're following Anna. She comes and then makes a turn, and then the camera pans around, and you see that there was stuff happening in front of her that she walked right past while she was singing and dancing. It's a musical. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, inmates? All right.
I want a zombie apocalypse.
I wouldn't mind. You know, I think it would be almost cathartic and therapeutic for me.
Well, after the movie, I'll tell you about something, Alan, that's going on in your area.
Ooh. Alrighty. So they're on their way to school. They kind of cross paths in the cemetery, and then of course they start singing and dancing together. And once the song ends, they get accosted by a zombie in a snowman outfit, like a big NCAA mascot kind of an outfit thing, and he's a zombie. So they have to fight off this zombie. They lure him out of the cemetery into a playground, which is strange that a playground would be that close to a cemetery.
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, maybe it's an English thing.
Maybe.
Normally, you want some separation there between the dead folks and the little kids. Anyway, they managed to kill this zombie by luring him over to the what is that?
What is teeter-tot?
Teeter-tot thing.
Is that what it's called?
You know, you get two people and you bounce each other around. They lure him over there, and then they slam the one end down, and it comes up and knocks his head completely off.
That was pretty cool.
You get a little blood geyser there. That's all right. And they're like, "Oh shit, we just killed a guy." So now they're kind of distraught. They're both covered in blood, and they're like, "What the? Should we call the police?" Naturally, their phones aren't working. So they're like, "Okay, well, we got to get the fuck out of here." As they're leaving the cemetery, they start seeing more zombies, and they're like, "Okay, something."
Alan has a cemetery there that has a playground in it.
A playground in the cemetery,
Wow.
huh? It's
Nothing like disrespecting the dead. I mean,
Is there a public restroom in there where the homeless guys could sleep also? Jeez. It's got to be a southern thing though, right?
I have no idea.
Here, I think there's like a municipal ordinance that if you have a cemetery, nothing, like, I mean, you can build houses and shit, but like no playgrounds or public works. I don't know, I could be wrong. Anyway, so now they've come to the realization that something is afoot here because other zombies are coming, and they're like, oh shit. So they decide to run back to the bowling alley. Now at this point, it's just Anna and John. They get back to the bowling alley, and they kind of secure the place, and everything's cool there for a minute. Now we're going to cut back to the high school. So apparently this zombie apocalypse actually hit during, or actually just after the big talent show. So a lot of the people that were there have never left last night because they couldn't get home with all the zombies. So there at the high school, we have the principal, the fuckface principal, and his dad. The
Susie and her or the
boyfriend's
grandma.
grandmother, and just a smattering of random students. Really, none of these people really matter. So that's all well and good. They've got like a little disaster shelter set up there. The principal is still being a fucking asshole about everything. He's like rationing out bottles of water and we have to have order. I'm going to set up a temporary office over here. I will hear all of your complaints and all this horse shit. And Anna's dad's had about enough of this guy because he's been fucked with by him for a long time. And really, at this point, your job doesn't mean shit, which means he's no longer Anna's dad's boss, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Very cool. So we get like, the typical nonsense, Anna and John having like some bonding moments talking about how cool Australia would have been. Stuff like that. Pretty soon the door to the bowling alley opens because we find out that John didn't actually secure it the night before. And in walks two more students. We've got Chris and we've got Stephanie. Apparently they were also oblivious to the whole zombie apocalypse. They were walking to school without their headphones in or singing and dancing. And they got accosted. They ran to the bowling alley. So now we have Stephanie, the Annie Lennox lookalike. Chris, the guy that would do the fingering in the hallway, Anna and John. Just so we're all on the same page here. James, hey, be careful about the southern thing. Oh, that's right. Jimmy's a southern guy too. Jimmy, do they have what do you call playgrounds next to cemeteries? I don't know. I mean, that's not something you see out west,
We don't have
right?
one in Carson.
With a playground in it?
Yeah, there's
No.
no playground.
Nope. I don't know. Let us know about that, Jim. I'm curious. Anyway, getting back to Anna in the Apocalypse. A zombie apocalypse in the UK would suck due to lack of firearms compared to here. That's exactly right, Ray Ray.
That is true.
And we're going to get to that in a second also. So from there, they're all hanging out and they're bonding, and then we're kind of jumping back and forth between the high school and the bowling alley for a few minutes. Now, they decide, after watching a couple of news clips, that they have to leave the bowling alley because they know that there should be a disaster thing set up at the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And since Anna never saw her dad that morning, there's a good chance that he's holed up there at the high school, so that's where they want to go. Also, Stephanie's car is there at the high school because she got her keys confiscated by the principal. Mm-hmm. So the plan is get to the high school, reconnect with anybody there, and then get in Stephanie's car and hopefully get to like a military base or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to leave the bowling alley, they hatched the ingenious scheme that the safest way to do this is to take... This is what happens when you don't have guns. Is to take a inflatable pool, do it like Pirates of the Caribbean style, where you just put it over your head and you walk like you're hiding under a bush or something like that.
Yeah, you hope the zombies don't notice.
First off, it was bright blue. Number two, it's a fucking pool. Well, I mean, we're dealing with zombies. I fail to see the logic in this plan at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what they do. All four of them, they, walk carrying this inflatable pool over their heads as if, that's going to stop a zombie bite or something. And they're walking through the parking lot of the bowling alley. They get about...
Hi, Inky Binky.
Oh, Inky's in the house. Hey, Breezy. They get outside of the parking lot into the strip mall where the bowling alley is located, and they're like, okay, shit, I think the zombies are onto us, so we're just gonna crouch down and pull the pool over us and wait till they fuck off. So they do that, they crouch down, they pull the inflatable pool over them. One of the zombies comes up and sits down on the pool right on Stephanie's head, and I think took a piss on her.
Yes, hot pee.
Hot pee.
Hot pee.
That's what you get for having a stupid fucking idea about an inflatable pool during a zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, shit. So they have to wait until the zombie gets off the pool before they can start moving again. They're waiting, and Stephanie's getting piss on her head, zombie piss on her head. Eventually, they lift the lid of the pool and take a little sneak peek. And across the parking lot, they get spotted by like an amputee, half zombie.
Right, that's crawling.
Yeah, he's like, I gotcha. So he takes off crawling towards them, and they're like, oh fuck, we just got spotted. We got to haul ass. Now this is where the cavalry fortunately shows up. Nick, the jock, and all of his asshat friends have been just having a dandy of a time during the zombie apocalypse. They've been out looting and killing a lot of zombies with baseball bats. Mm-hmm. And they show up to save our four teeny boppers here. Mm-hmm. And now we get another musical number. Mm-hmm. Monica's favorite this time. Nick and his buddies launch into song and dance about how much fun they're having during the apocalypse, how many zombies they killed, and we get like a little. They all got shopping carts, and they're like doing like a synchronized swim with the shopping carts. They put some effort into it. I'll give them that. But I don't know what to tell you, man. It's a musical. That's the best I can say about this. So that's what they do. They save them, and they're like, "Hey, dude, we're trying to get to the high school where they probably have like a FEMA shelter type of a thing going on, and we're gonna see if maybe Anna's dad is okay. Also, she'd like to see if he's there. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, okay, we'll get you to the high school since we're the knights in shining armor here." Now we have Nick, the asshat football player, and we have 3 of his lackeys, and that's our big military body here. So from there, they're going, back on track, headed to the high school. They have to cut through. They're thinking they're going to cut through a Christmas tree emporium / warehouse, and that's going to save them some time. It must be an English thing, right? We don't have like Christmas tree stores. We have like vacant lots where felons set up Christmas trees for you to buy, and they can also make inappropriate advances towards your girlfriend. Those are some of the shadiest dudes ever, right? Christmas tree salesmen?
My sister in Michigan, her and
Married
her
a Christmas
husband,
tree salesman.
they had a Christmas tree farm.
You're like, oh, a farm.
Yes,
Okay.
they grew the Christmas trees, and then they would actually let people come in and pick out their trees.
But that was their house, though, right?
Yes, on their property.
Okay, so that makes sense. Here in Reno, we just have dudes that like go to vacant lots with a bunch of trees, and they set up like caravans.
That they probably stole.
Probably
the trees.
stole from out in the goddamn woods somewhere,
Yeah.
which I'm sure is a felony somehow. I don't know. Anyway, so they're going to cut through this weird Christmas tree warehouse emporium store. Naturally, they get about it. It's dark in there, you know. You don't want to go in there. They don't have flashlights. Chris is trying to video everything on his phone. They get about halfway through there, and of course, they get ambushed by zombies. All of Nick's lackeys get immediately like gang tackled and eaten, and they of course become zombies. Everybody gets up and starts hauling ass. They kind of get lost because there's like a weird maze type of a thing with all the Christmas trees. And to make a long story short, John has to save Anna from a crew of zombies that are approaching. In doing so, he gets bit, and he's now a zombie. So he's like, "Go save yourself." We get that touching moment that we see all the time. Save yourself! I'll hold him off. No, I can't leave without you. And then that's what happens: is he gets taken down, and then Nick shows up, and then they kill off all those zombies. And Anna kind of goes on like a killing spree because now she's really pissed at the zombies, and takes out some aggression on them. Good for her. Now. What do you think, Monica? Have we jumped full on into the absurd yet even for a musical, even for a zombie apocalypse musical, or are we still teetering on the edge of sanity?
No, this is pure craziness. I don't even know who came up with the thought. Like, you just sit around and go, "Oh, I'm gonna make a musical of this." I don't. Hey, why don't we write a Dracula musical?
We could.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody that can sing. Do you?
No.
Okay, that's
We don't
problem
have
number
to.
one. We'll make it a hip hop thing. We can rap. You don't have to have talent to
We
rap.
can have Alan sing.
Alan?
Yeah.
Alan's got a baritone. He's got a lovely voice.
Yeah.
All right, Alan, I'm going to get with you on our Dracula musical. All right, so that's lovely. From there, we go to, then we get to the high school. Now, unfortunately, the principal has lost his goddamn mind. While the remaining survivors there at the high school are like, "Hey, you can't keep us here. We're going to get the fuck out of here." So he's like, "No, you have to stay here." He more or less kicks everybody out. Well, I mean, they wanted to leave, but once they get out, they realize the scope of the apocalypse. They want to come back in. He refuses to let them in. So in doing so, he basically murders 80% of the survivors there. Piece of shit, this guy. So that sucks. Luckily, Anna's dad is okay. Susie and Chris's grandma, well, they're still inside. They're not exactly okay, per se, but they are inside. Hey, Brian's in the house. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, bud.
Brian.
We're talking about Dracula musicals.
Dracula hip hop.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, why not? Dracula
why
hip hop.
not?
Dracula could rap, right?
Yeah,
He's a fucking
exactly.
vampire. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So from there, I mean, that's a shitty thing to do. But the principal has officially lost his fucking mind, and he's gone murderous on us. So they get there. We get another song. This one specifically by the principal, and he's singing and dancing and hopping around and talking about how you have to have order, and I'm the headmaster of this school. And we get another song about all that shit. About that time, Anna and the remaining who do we have left? We have Anna, Steph, Nick, and Chris.
Chris.
And that was it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for the bowling alley group. They actually get to the high school. They get in. They see the principal. The principal's like, "Yeah, they all decided to leave, so I just let them leave." And they're like, "Oh, that's kind of strange." And he's like, "Yeah, come on in here. I'll show you where they were." And then he locks them in with a bunch of zombies and blows a whistle. That's bad news. So now he's trying to kill them too.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Anna, they managed to like jump one of the barricades and slam the lunch lady door on the zombies, so they're safe, but they get separated. You've got Anna and Nick go off into like the wood shop area, and then you've got Steph and Chris, they go to the library. Now, the cool part is that one of the goals of this little adventure was to get the keys to Steph's car, and she needs to get those out of, hey Darian, do you put that huge... Hold on. Jeez, I'm in front of your face to hide the gray in your beard. I can't hide it. I can't hide it, Gene. It's too much gray, you know? I thought about dyeing it.
No.
No? Monica
No.
says no.
No.
Am I sexy with the gray?
Yes.
I'm going to leave the gray.
Yeah, leave the gray.
I don't know.
Sophisticated.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me look like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're a classic man.
I'm distinguished, is
Yes.
what it is. And who the hell has time for that anyway?
Yeah.
Probably Burns.
Yeah,
Hair
Matt
burn.
loves the gray.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. I'm gonna leave it. I think it's got like a
he said
Negan.
leave it.
It's got like a Negan thing going
Yes,
on, right?
yes, it does.
I like Negan. I think
everybody
he's,
likes Negan.
everybody likes Negan. Anyway, enough about Negan. So the cool part though is that the principal's office is right next to this library. So as long as Chris and Steph don't fuck themselves, they can get to the principal's office and get Steph's car keys. Now, while they're hiding out there in the library, they stumble upon what I think is a janitorial closet, where we find Susie and Chris's grandmother. Susie's there; she's fine. They immediately commence to fingering each other again, and this is where we find out that the grandma didn't make it. She's dead, but she's not a zombie, which is a good thing.
She had a heart condition.
Apparently what happened was, and we're going to get the full story here, principal said, okay, you guys want to go. They all left, and then they said, oh shit, there's a lot of zombies, so they tried to come back in. Principal said, no, you may not, and then that's about the time that Chris's grandmother had a heart attack. So that sucks, but Susie and the grandma never actually left the premises. They just saw everybody else, saw all the zombies, and then punk, that's when the grandma kicked the bucket. So now she's been hiding in this broom closet ever since. That sucks, but at least Susie's back on board. So Stephanie says, like, okay, I'm going to low crawl through the library to get to the principal's office, get my car keys. So that's what she does, gets in there, very nice. Starts going through the weird basket of shit that the principal has confiscated. Finds a chisel, a dildo, some other items, gets her car keys. As soon as she sees the dildo, though, she's like, ah! Which, of course, alerts the zombies in the library. So the zombies hear that, and they're like, oh, there's some people. They start heading towards Chris and Susie. This part is kind of dumb, because apparently these zombies like to watch TV. So Chris and Susie just turn the TV on, and then hide behind it, and then the zombies all just stop to watch TV. Okay. Hey, they're zombies. You can make up your own rules.
Right.
So, whatever. Now, Stephanie has the car keys. She gets back into the library. Chris and Susie are behind the TV, so Stephanie's like, hey, crawl through the zombies, and then we'll be good to go. So that they start doing that. Of course, they bump into one, who then alerts the rest. Chris and Susie are, like, tackled. Well, they're not tackled. They both get bit trying to fight off the zombies. And then we get, like, a touching little lovey kind of a,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to finger you one more time before we turn into zombies.
Whatever.
And then they both turn into zombies, but then they're like holding hands as zombies. It's a fucking teen romance movie. A teen romance musical, Monica. It's a teen romance musical with zombies in it. You motherfuckers. All right. I'm going off on a tangent. So that's what happens. So good news though is that Stephanie manages to sneak out while they're all attacking Chris and Susie. Now we're going to cut back to Anna and Nick and the principal. The principal, we find out, has actually Anna's dad tied up on the stage where the big talent show took place with Christmas lights. So Anna and Nick fight off some zombies there in the wood shop. We get another touching moment about what a prick Nick was before the apocalypse and how he was just what's the word I'm looking for? Not confiscating. compensating. He was
Oh.
compensating for his shitty home life because his dad was kind of a prick, and that's why he was mean to everybody else. So we get like this little touchy-feely kind of, and apparently they had sex at one point.
Yes, they
Nick
did.
and Nick broke up with her shortly after that, and that kind of pissed Anna off. So there you have it. We find out about all of that, and now they make their way into the auditorium where Anna's dad is being held and tied up with the Christmas lights. We get a stupid standoff between the principal and Anna. A lot of shit talking, and yeah, let him go. No, I won't. There has to be. I'm the principal. I make the rules. You can't tie people up. Then Nick comes in, and he's like, comes in from the side. To make a long story short, they hit. Anna like hits the switch that swings out that giant sun thing, and this time the principal doesn't get out of the way. He gets knocked right into a crowd of zombies, like crowd surfing style, and then he gets eaten by zombies, and that's that. Before that happened, though, there was a little bit of a tussle between Dad and the principal, and of course, Dad got bit by zombies, so now he's infected. So we get another touching moment. There's so many touching moments in this fucking movie. I'm not emotionally equipped to deal with this kind of shit. I want to see people getting ripped in. I can't be... Dude, why are you trying to tug on my heartstrings with fucking zombies?
Well, because there's girls like me who love their daddies.
No, there is you.
So
There's not girls like you, there is just you.
I cried at this part.
Monica, I get that. Monica is very much a daddy's girl, and her dad, of course, passed away, so I understand that. But the build-up, first off, you had to know the dad wasn't going to make it.
I didn't know.
You had to.
I didn't know.
From the very beginning, when they're having this asinine argument about Australia and what a knucklehead John is, he's not going to make it.
I didn't even think about that.
You know what? I saw. You know who I saw when I looked at those two?
Who?
Almost immediately. What's his name? Brendan Gleeson and his daughter in 28 Days Later.
Oh, okay.
Zeroed right in on him.
Huh, I can see that.
That's a much better version of what's happening here.
Oh.
But anyway, so naturally, now we get another one of these moments. You have to go in and you have to go, no, I'm not going to leave you. No, I'm bit. You got to get out of here or I will eat you. No, I can't leave you. And then eventually Nick pulls Anna out. They get out into the parking lot where they are immediately surrounded by zombies. And instead of doing anything, they just stand there back to back with their big candy cane and their baseball bat. And they're, I'm thinking, here comes another fucking song. But then Stephanie rolls up in her car and she's like, I just saved your lives. Get in. And then they get in and then they drive off. And that's pretty much the end of your movie. What did you think of Anna in the Apocalypse, Miss Monica?
Well, okay, so like I said,
The hand is up.
the first 30 minutes I was so mad. I was like, oh my god, I am gonna kill Buddy for making me watch this movie. And then I just went the opposite. I was like, you know what, I really like this movie.
Why? What did you like about it?
I thought the story was good. If there was no singing and it was just a movie, it would be good.
I would be all right. I would be much more comfortable with that than with the musical aspect.
But I thought everybody had a pretty good voice. I liked
I'll give you that.
Annie Lennox's voice the best. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
Nick, he had a
He
really
did
good
all right.
voice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was sold. I was like, I really like this.
Our musical theater expert over here, ladies and gentlemen.
I might watch it. I mean, if it came on TV and it was on playing, I would just leave it on.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. It's actually, for as much shit as I'm talking about it, it's fine. It is a musical. It's supposed to be a horror comedy musical. If you know that and you understand that and this is what you're in the mood to watch, then by all means you'll probably dig it. The zombie effects were pretty good. Gore was pretty good. Special effects were all right.
Yeah.
Get ready for some teen drama because you're going to get a lot of that horse shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, it felt too much to me like Glee.
I never saw the show. I didn't, like I said at the beginning, I didn't enjoy the opening song because
Okay.
that's where I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, great.
Oh.
Great. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, but after the third one, that's where I got sold.
See, the problem I have with musicals, and I think this is showcased in this movie, is that you really don't have much of a story without the music, you know?
Oh, but this one you had a story too.
But if you take all the musical numbers out, you're looking at probably a 40-minute movie, right?
Yeah, it could have been a 40-minute movie.
It's fine. It's fine.
Which if there's a really good movie out there like John Wick, you want it to last 3 hours. You're like, oh,
Well, yeah.
yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
But if it's not like the best movie, you're just like, oh, is this over yet?
Yeah, man.
I gotta go.
That's kind of how I felt about Anna and the Apocalypse. All right, inmates, there you have it. Anna and the Apocalypse. If you're in the mood for a zombie comedy musical horror, Anna and the Apocalypse probably, and you could probably call this a holiday film also.
Yeah,
right?
and I was listening, I think it was Tim's show. He said that him and Jaleesa watched it, and
Yeah.
I think he said that he liked it.
And Jaleesa didn't.
And Jaleesa goes, I don't need to watch it again.
I'm on Team Jaleesa. I almost said Tim Jaleesa. I'm on Team Jaleesa with this one. Me and Jaleesa.
I'm on Tim's team.
Me and
on this
Jaleesa
one.
hanging hard.
Yeah.
With no more Anna and the Apocalypse.
No, it's not bad. I would say go ahead and check it out.
It's actually not that bad,
Yeah.
but you gotta know what you're getting into, which is a teen drama, holiday musical horror comedy. Very busy movie.
Yeah, and if you guys, anybody out there watched Twilight, this is way better than watching Twilight.
I will give you that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, inmates, we're gonna take a break and come back with some other stuff. All right, meatballs. Any wise ass comments, questions, concerns? Anybody just want to see the gray in the beard?
Ray said that they should take a 10-year break because they're running out of good ideas.
A 10-year break of what?
Zombie movies.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's the last decent zombie movie? We've seen some really shitty zombie movies.
Oh.
That last Day of the Dead movie, Bloodline, that was crap.
Well, I kind of like.
But you're crazy. You're also a crazy person. But there's been some good ones, right? Like, what was the last good zombie movie we saw?
God, I can't. I haven't seen one for a while besides Train to Busan.
Train to Busan, what was that, 2016?
Yeah, 16.
That wasn't bad. What does Alan say? That movie is a bowel movement.
What movie?
He's talking about Day of the Dead Bloodline. Right?
Was it better than Poltergeist?
What, Day of the Dead Bloodline?
Or this one? Okay, Alan.
See,
oh my God.
Poltergeist is a goddamn musical too.
Yeah, but I enjoyed Poltergeist much better than this. If I'm gonna have to pick this, this would be my number 2. Poltergeist is still my number 1.
Have you ever seen Repo, the Genetic Opera?
Yeah, you had me watch it.
Yeah, that's a good show, and the music is good. in that.
Yeah, that
good
one was
music, I
good.
think, will save a
Yeah.
musical horror movie.
Well, Poltergeist is entertaining to me because I love the special effects. Like when the chickens pop out of her implants, that's freaking awesome.
You like that, do you?
I love that. Or when he shits out the chicken egg,
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
oh my God.
Zombie finger in the butt.
Yeah, how awesome.
It's not
It's
awesome.
ridiculous.
It is. I tell you, one of these days, what are we up to? 1 like. With this video, this video gets 10 likes. I will rewatch Poltergeist and give you a full, updated assessment.
Yes, can you guys all hit like?
Smash the like button if you
Yeah.
want me to watch Poltergeist.
I want him to watch it.
I don't want to watch it. I'll be honest with you, but I will.
I can't believe you didn't like the chick in that movie at least.
She wasn't that hot, as I recall.
Well, she had boobs. That's all that matters, right?
She did. They weren't very good boobs. And I remember there was another chick that was like one of the protesters, I think, and she was shredded. right?
Oh,
She was like super muscular.
I can't remember.
Angry-
There was an angry one in
Yeah,
there. I do remember her.
I think she was one of the protesters or something.
Okay, wasn't there 2 lesbians in there
I think
too?
there
I
was.
gotta rewatch it myself.
It's a 2-hour movie.
That's okay.
Motherfucker. It's a
enjoy it.
2-hour movie about a haunted chicken joint.
Mm-hmm.
We just shot up to 3 likes.
All right.
Please don't do that. I really don't want to watch this. All right, inmates. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to get this show out to you, of course, by the end of the night. It'll be ready for download. First thing in the morning, we're going to crown a Terradome championship right now.
Yay! Bye, everyone.